First up, the 1948 D Wheat Penny, produced at the Denver Mint, is a fascinating artifact from post-World War II America, a time when the nation was recovering from the global conflict, rebuilding its economy, and transitioning into a period of remarkable growth and industrial development. And while today many collectors seek pristine examples with high luster and full detail, the 1948 D in bad condition, with heavy wear, scratches, discoloration, and faded design elements, offers its own compelling story, serving as a tangible reminder of decades of circulation, countless transactions, and the lives of ordinary Americans who carried it in pockets, purses, and cash registers for everyday purchases like newspapers, candy, bread, and gas. And despite its worn appearance, the coin still displays the key features of the classic wheat design created by Victor David Brenner, whose design first appeared in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's centennial, with Lincoln's profile on the obverse, facing right, featuring subtle details of his cheekbone, jawline, and coat that in bad condition examples may be nearly or partially worn away, and on the reverse, two stylized wheat ears frame the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above, all of which might be faint or smooth due to wear, yet remain identifiable to the trained eye, and the D Mint mark, located below the date on the obverse, signifies production at the Denver Mint, which in 1948 produced over 427 million pennies, making it relatively common in raw numbers, but individual coins with interesting circulation history, patina, or minor minting variations can still be of interest to collectors and educators, and even heavily circulated examples like this one can be used to study wear patterns, chemical reactions in copper alloys, and the effects of decades of handling, exposure to moisture, oils from hands, and environmental conditions, providing both aesthetic and scientific insights, while also serving as a tactile connection to history, as the coin literally passed through thousands of hands in everyday transactions, making it a silent witness to the rhythms of American life during the late 1940s, a period characterized by suburban growth, expansion of consumer goods, the baby boom, the rise of automobiles, the early stages of the Cold War, and the Marshall Plan, all of which contextualize the economic environment in which this penny circulated. And while numismatically, coins in bad condition do not fetch the high premiums of uncirculated or mint state examples, they remain highly relevant for date and mint sets, educational collections, or beginner collectors who wish to own a piece of history without investing heavily. And the coin's value in the collector market is often modest, ranging from a few cents to around $1, but the intrinsic historical and educational worth far outweighs its monetary value, as it allows enthusiasts to study coin production techniques, including striking methods, planchet preparation, alloy composition, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, and die characteristics, and even in poor condition, subtle anomalies like die cracks, double strikes, or off-center strikes can occasionally be observed, sparking interest among specialized collectors or hobbyists. And beyond the technical aspects, owning a 1948 D Wheat Penny in bad condition provides an emotional and historical connection to a bygone era, offering a tangible link to Abraham Lincoln, who has graced the penny for over a century, and to the countless Americans who spent, saved, and handled these coins as part of everyday life, reflecting broader patterns of economic, social, and cultural history, while also demonstrating how small, humble objects can accumulate stories and significance over decades. And for educational purposes, this coin can teach students and collectors about the effects of circulation, wear grading, coin preservation, and historical context, as well as the enduring appeal of Lincoln's image, which has become iconic not only for its artistic merit but also for its symbolic representation of unity, freedom, and the ideals of the United States. And as a historical artifact, it exemplifies the material culture of mid-20th century America, illustrating how even minor denominations like pennies played a critical role in everyday commerce and in shaping the tactile experience of monetary exchange. And in the modern collector market, 1948 wheat pennies in bad condition serve as accessible entry points for beginners, affordable examples for completing date and mint sets, and as comparative specimens for teaching coin grading and evaluating the impact of environmental exposure on copper coins over decades, while also offering subtle opportunities to identify minor errors, die markers, and variations that can enhance both educational and numismatic value, making it not merely a worn coin but a storied artifact of economic, historical, and social significance, connecting past generations to the present through tangible experience, study, and appreciation. And while it may lack the shine, crispness, and appeal of higher-grade specimens, it embodies the authenticity of circulation, the endurance of a nearly 80-year-old artifact, and the layered narratives of American life in the mid-20th century, showing that even coins in poor condition are far from insignificant, serving as teaching tools, historical evidence, collectible curiosities, and enduring symbols of the nation's history, making the 1948 wheat penny in bad condition a remarkable example of numismatic, cultural, and historical importance that continues to engage, educate, and intrigue collectors, historians, and casual enthusiasts alike, proving that even the humblest, most circulated penny has a story worth telling, study, and preservation. Next up, the 1941 wheat penny, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is indicated by the absence of a mint mark below the date, is a fascinating relic from a pivotal era in American history, produced during a period when the United States was still recovering from the Great Depression while simultaneously moving toward a wartime economy in anticipation of entering World War II. And although today collectors often prize coins in mint condition for their aesthetic beauty, the 1941 penny in bad condition, with heavy wear, smoothing of details, discoloration, scratches, nicks, and overall circulation damage, offers an equally compelling narrative, as its worn surfaces serve as tangible evidence of decades of daily use in countless hands, pockets, wallets, cash registers, and transactions, from paying for groceries, newspapers, and public transportation to being part of savings jars, charity collections, and informal games of chance. And despite its lack of sharp detail, the coin still bears the iconic wheat design on the reverse, created by Victor David Brenner, featuring two stylized wheat stalks framing the denomination, 1 cent, and the inscription, United States of America, with E pluribus unum, along the top, and on the obverse. Lincoln's left-facing profile remains identifiable even in low-grade condition, though the finer details of his cheekbone, jawline, coat, and hair may be largely worn smooth, creating a soft, tactile sense of history that tells more about its circulation than a pristine specimen could. And the absence of a mint mark indicates that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which in 1941 struck over 223 million pennies, making it one of the most common Philadelphia issues of the era. Yet its true value lies not only in rarity but in its historical, cultural, and educational significance, as it represents the material culture of early 1940s America, reflecting the economy, daily life, and monetary practices of ordinary citizens, while also serving as a tangible link to Abraham Lincoln, whose image has graced the penny for over a century, symbolizing unity, freedom, and the enduring ideals of the nation during times of both peace and challenge. And for collectors, even heavily circulated 1941 wheat pennies offer insight into numismatic grading, the effects of long-term circulation on copper alloys, and the subtle variations in planchet color, oxidation, and wear patterns that can occur depending on environmental exposure, chemical reactions with moisture and soil, handling, and storage conditions over decades, allowing enthusiasts to study both the science and art of coin preservation while appreciating the stories carried by each individual coin. as every scratch, dent, and worn surface tells a tale of commerce, travel, and daily life, and the copper composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc adds another layer of interest, as it allows the penny to oxidize in unique ways, developing reddish-brown or darker patinas that can vary depending on storage, circulation, and chemical exposure, offering collectors opportunities to examine the aesthetic effects of long-term wear and environmental impact. And while the market value of a 1941 Philadelphia wheat penny in poor condition is generally modest, typically ranging from a few cents to $1 depending on specific wear, damage, and eye appeal, the coin's historical and educational value far surpasses its monetary worth, serving as an accessible, affordable entry point for beginners seeking to complete date and mint sets or study the history of Lincoln pennies, and it also provides opportunities for more advanced collectors to identify minor minting anomalies, die markers, off-center strikes, or planchet defects, which may not always be visible at first glance but can add layers of interest and uniqueness even to low-grade specimens, while simultaneously offering a lens into mid-20th century minting practices, as Philadelphia pennies were struck with consistent planchets, dies, and striking pressures, yet circulation inevitably introduced variations in wear, environmental corrosion, and handling marks, which together provide a rich field for study in numismatics, metallurgy, and conservation science, and beyond its physical and scientific attributes, the 1941 wheat penny in bad condition also functions as a historical storyteller, connecting modern observers with the people who used it during a time of profound change, including the lead-up to U.S. involvement in World War II, the shifting domestic economy, suburban growth, and changes in industry and consumer habits, while also symbolizing the enduring cultural importance of the Lincoln cent as a fixture in American life, education, and heritage, and for educators, historians, and numismatists. This heavily circulated penny can be used to illustrate concepts of coin design, minting process, circulation wear, metal composition, environmental chemistry, economic history, and social history, all within a single small, copper disc that survived over 80 years of active use, demonstrating that even coins in the poorest condition can carry immense historical, educational, and numismatic significance, offering tangible evidence of past eras, serving as a tactile connection to Abraham Lincoln and mid-20th century America, and providing both beginners and seasoned collectors alike with a rich, immersive experience in understanding the life, history, and enduring appeal of one of the most iconic coins in United States history, proving that even a 1941 Philadelphia wheat penny in bad condition is far from insignificant, acting as a bridge between generations, a tool for study, a collectible artifact, and a silent witness to decades of American life, commerce, and cultural memory, making it a deeply interesting, endlessly fascinating, and historically meaningful object that continues to capture the attention, curiosity, and appreciation of collectors, historians, educators, and casual enthusiasts alike, offering insight into the past while remaining accessible, tangible, and endlessly teachable, and demonstrating that every worn coin has a story, a journey, and a significance that goes well beyond its face value, ensuring that the 1941 wheat penny remains a treasured part of American numismatic history even in its most humble, circulated, and well-worn forms. Please like and subscribe to my channel.